It's easy to believe the things you hear on the ticky-tock and on the TV. But oftentimes, I tell you, kids, if you really look into it real hard, the truth isn't what you think it is. On this episode of this Deep Fart Fried, there's 7 things you probably think are true, but they ain't. Right now on the Deep Fat Fried. Thank you.
2022 will be the year that we literally drown you in content. 156 standard 30-minute episodes of Deep Fat Fried, 52 long-form episodes of Deep Fat Fried, 37 episodes of Dank D&D, live episodes of Onion Nuggets every Wednesday, new Cinema for Cynics reviews, Fighting Boys, Abandon Hope, Hideology, Ask Hollywood Love, and The Grease Trap. And even if you manage to watch it all, we still have a massive back catalog of old content that's going to blow your mind. We have got metric tons of old commentaries, grease traps, mountains of Deep Fat Fried episodes. We got oceans of flash fries. We got valleys of Abandon Hope and Hideology and other miscellaneous content you could watch for weeks, if not months, straight. And with all this content, both new and old, we have realized that it is time to simplify our Patreon. Yes! Right now, our Patreon is split into a $10 tier and a $5 tier. Now, this has long aggrieved us because our philosophy in this company is that simplicity is best. How do we create so much content? We keep it simple. We keep it streamlined. We commit to a process, and we constantly fine-tune that process. Anything that wastes time, we get rid of. Having 2 patron tiers is not in line with our philosophy. So, we've decided to unify into a single tier at the price point of $7. Join the Pessimist Productions Patreon today, because we are looking very forward to entertaining you all in 2022.
Why do you guys always fucking so insistent on dispelling the things I want to believe? Because all I want to do is believe, Scotty.
I want to believe.
I just want to believe. And then you come along with your stupid fucking, things you believe are wrong. And that's like all of a sudden I'm like, I got to change what I believe
Everything you know
now.
is wrong.
I don't want to change what I believe, Scotty. I just want to believe what I believe, Scotty.
Then just believe what you want.
Leave
TJ.
my beliefs alone.
TJ, just because you saw this episode, number one, you're going to forget the episode a second after you watch it, or you participate in it. You're not going to watch it, TJ. You're a lazy guy.
That's true.
So don't worry. You're going to forget all this stuff, and you'll be back to telling these lies again to people like, hey,
Thank God.
hey, you heard about that?
I was worried you were going to change things in my life somehow.
No, I'm not claiming to change your life.
Oh, thank God. I was worried.
How about this one, TJ? The Twinkie Defense.
Yeah, I know the Twinkie Defense.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows this one. A guy got off
because he
had a Twinkie, and the sugar rush from the Twinkie made him kill the first gay mayoral candidate
Harvey
in
Milk.
San Francisco history. Yeah,
yeah. So the claim is that Twinkies were claimed to be the cause of the San Francisco mayor George Moscone's and Supervisor Harvey Milk's murder on the trial of Dan White. The defense actually successfully argued that White's diminished capacity is a result of severe depression. So it's actually diminished capacity, not the Twinkies. While eating Twinkies was cited as evidence of this depression, it was never claimed that they were cause of the murder. So it was like, they did say he was eating Twinkies, but it wasn't like he ate Twinkies, his blood sugar went crazy, and he killed him.
I love that they used eating Twinkies as evidence of depression.
Look, he's eating Twinkies.
You know?
I mean, it kind of is.
I mean, that's true, but like, we sell a lot of those motherfucking things,
we've even cited on this show, like, the Twinkie Defense.
A lot of, I never cited that, Scotty.
You have, TJ.
No, I don't think I have, Scotty. I think you're wrong about that. Let's see. What does this say?
Like, if you ever go to a grown-ass person's house and you see a box of Twinkies,
like, you should worry, probably.
Yeah, you should be like, is everything okay? You know?
Hey, man, do you need to talk? Do you need a friend? You need someone to talk to, man? It's okay.
So,
I'm here.
Asking who's heard of Dan White. There are fewer and fewer people who have. However, Al was that clean-cut conservative San Francisco supervisor, which that's kind of funny to say because conservatives in San Francisco are few and far between now. Received such a light sentence in the shooting deaths of progressive San Francisco Mayor George Moscone and gay Supervisor Harvey Milk 25 years ago. And it brings automatic response, the Twinkie Defense. The impressionable jury, they'll say, swallowed the defense contention that Dan White gobbled Twinkies, which blasted sugar through his arteries and drove him to a murderous frenzy.
I mean, it's happened to me, you know?
I mean, yeah, you eat some Twinkies and
I mean, not necessarily
crazy.
Twinkies, but, you know, like you get a sugar rush, maybe like, 5 bags of Skittles or something. And you start to get that, and then
Start
you
to
just
feel
like,
awkward, right?
must kill. You know?
Kill. I had just ate a Twinkie. I must kill.
I mean, it's not specifically Twinkies, Scott. It's sugar, you know? Sugar makes you kill people.
So, I don't longer think it's the 25th anniversary, but what survives is a shared understanding of the gross miscarriage of justice that an angry young man many thought should have received the death penalty. Well, I don't. Instead was convicted of voluntary manslaughter and got a meager sentence of less than 8 years with time off for good behavior. He would end up serving only 5 years, 1 month and 9 days. He also blew his brains out later or killed himself in some way. The Twinkie Defense is so ingrained in our culture that it appears in law dictionaries and sociology textbooks and college exams and more than 2,800 references on Google, and only a few of them call it what it is, a myth. I don't think Twinkies were ever mentioned in testimony, said Chief Defense Attorney Douglas Schmidt, who recalls ho-hos and ding-dongs. Ooh, I think Twinkies are more tasty, but...
So Twinkies weren't even cited?
But no Twinkies. In fact, the cream-filled confections were mentioned, but only in passing. So, oh, it's like a Twinkie, or something like that. Junk food was an insignificant part of the defense. The matter was raised briefly in testimony by Marin psychiatrist Martin Blinder, one of the 5 defense therapists. Today's entire episode is characterized by Schmidt as a throwaway witness with a throwaway line. The main focus of the defense's case in May 1979 was diminished capacity that White had suffered from periodic bouts of depression, amounting to a major mental illness. That, along with the machinations of dirty politics at City Hall, White's co-counsel Stephen Scher said in a recent interview, drove him round the bend. So he went crazy. And if you've seen the movie about Harvey Milk, you kind of can see that more is played up, where it's like this guy gets depressed, he ends up resigning, in fact. And it's like, oh, no, I need my job back. They're like, no, you left, you quit, you're done. And then politically, he was done.
The movie kind of also, I think, strongly suggested that he was closeted.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know if that was something that they based in any sort of actual fact, or if it's just like
Josh
Hollywood's
Brolin
must have, you know.
But Josh Brolin was great in the role.
Dude, he was a 5-alarm flamer in real life.
Probably.
That's why he killed Harvey Milk. Why wouldn't he? He went crazy and killed a gay icon. Yeah, right.
You know,
I mean, come on.
That's true.
Yeah, sometimes homophobia has a strange way of manifesting itself, right? During his day on the stand, Blinder, a former mayor of San El Semlo, and a one-time teacher at UCSF's medical school at Hastings College of the Law, characterized White as a family's black sheep, a man with rigid values and locked up emotions. Okay, so that's more checking out.
Locked up gay emotions.
In a recent interview, Blinder said his intent was to explore, what is it that makes a good man kill? In his day-long accounting of how White's life unraveled, one small aspect of something Blinder said, 2 minutes of a greater part of the day on the stand, and was later turned to an irrational explanation for everything that came after. Studies show, he said recently, that if you have a general predisposition to bipolar mood swings, then things you ingest can play a part. In the days leading up to the killings, the psychiatrist told the jury, White cast aside his normal habits and grew slovenly, quit working, shunned his wife, grew a stubble beard, and rather than eat his healthful diet, indulged in Twinkies and Coke. All symptoms, Blinder testified, of depression. The junk food, he said, only made White more depressed, which caused him to binge even more. Today, a still angry Blinder says it's preposterous to think that 12 middle-class homeowner jurors would give a killer even a partial pass on the basis of what he ate the night before. He blames the press for perpetuating the myth. If I found a cure for cancer, he said, they'd still say I was the guy who invented the Twinkie defense. It drives me crazy, said co-counsel Scher, who suspects the simplistic explanation provided a cover for those who want to minimize and trivialize what happened.
It's not really that much of a fuck. I mean, the press, have they fucking pushed it out there and stuff? But, man, when one of these stories gets started, you could print all the fucking debunks you want. The good story always just kind of wins out. It's I've seen it just happen a million times, especially doing this fucking show. So many things are oh, actually. but they actually never fucking wins. The fucking crazy ass story that everyone likes better always fucking wins.
And I mean, simplistic explanations obviously make more sense to people. It's like, oh, this guy got off because this jury bought hook, line, and sinker that he ate some Twinkies.
I don't even think they give a shit about an explanation. I think it's just like, I think it's an entertaining story. I think it's like a fun idea that someone got off for that reason. And people just like it as a fucking narrative.
Well, people have a misunderstanding.
And so we just that's cool.
People have a fundamental misunderstanding about how the legal system in this country works. Because when you go to a trial, it's basically two competing stories. And if the defense has a really interesting, unique narrative, and the prosecution just has like, here's the evidence, just the facts, Jack. That can be boring to people. But it's like he ate these Twinkies and he was depressed and all these things happened. And then people remember, oh, it's a Twinkie defense. He ate a bunch of Twinkies. And that made him go crazy.
I actually just looked it up on Watch Mojo, and they say the Twinkie defense is real, which means that Scotty's a big fat phony.
Oh shit, dude! Are you serious? Watch Mojo says I'm wrong.
You're a big fat phony. BuzzFeed says it's real. You're a big fat phony.
Well, I'm sorry. I guess Smith not busted then. Sorry, guys. Watch Mojo says I'm wrong. Oh, this one, guys. You guys know who this is?
Is the Bodhisattva or whatever?
This is Buddha.
Yeah.
And Buddha was fat, right?
He doesn't look fat here.
Doesn't look very fat here. So, because you go to Chinese restaurants, Japanese restaurants, you see a big old fat guy, and everyone's like, "Oh, Buddha,
yeah,
Buddha's fat."
Fucking Buddha, man.
Historically, Buddha is not known to have been fat. The chubby monk known as the Fat Buddha.
This is fat.
Or the Laughing Buddha.
Uh-huh.
In the in the West is a 10th century Chinese Buddhist folk hero by the name of Budai.
Yeah, Budai. Yeah,
Buddha, same fucking shit.
It's Budai, TJ. Now he was a Buddhist, but he was a monk.
So this guy is just Buddha's little fucking fat follower, then?
Yeah.
He's like the Jesus of the Buddha myth. You know what I mean? There's Buddha and then there's Budai.
Apparently his name literally means cloth sack.
Cloth sack of shit. I thought I was fucking worshiping Buddha when I worship this guy every time I go to a Chinese place that has him. No.
You thought so?
Yeah, I always did a little bow to him, but now I don't even want to bow to this little fucking cretin no
more.
You
don't know much about him.
I thought I was bowing to Buddha.
Do you want to learn?
I don't bow to number two motherfucker in no religion.
Do you want to? I didn't say he's number two in the religion. Do you want to learn about him or not, TJ?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, here's some things about him.
Fine.
Yeah, he is traditionally depicted as a fat, which I think you would like, bald monk.
Yeah, I like that part.
You're clicking away from the information, TJ.
Sorry.
You're a jerk, TJ. Doing that again. A fat, bald monk wearing a simple robe. So he's a simple kind of man, TJ. He carries his few possessions in a cloth sack, being poor but content.
Sounds like a fucking loser.
He would excitingly entertain the adoring children that followed him and was known for patting his large belly as he laughed.
This guy sounds like a fucking asshole. I don't like him.
He sounds like a stud, bro.
He sounds like a fucking loser.
People loved him,
fat,
dude.
He's bald.
Happy.
He fucking doesn't have shit to his name. He goes around fucking entertaining stupid brats.
And be a simple kind of man.
He sucks.
He's just a simple guy.
Look, I
TJ.
take back every fucking little
pat.
I gave this motherfucker.
You gave him a bunch of those, you idiot?
I did.
Yeah,
every fucking time.
Yeah.
Every time I go to a Chinese place that has a little fat Buddha, or I thought was Buddha, I was like, oh yeah, Buddha. What's
Are you
up?
serious?
You're supposed to rub his belly.
I don't touch. I'm not gonna bend all down.
I'm rubbing his belly, dude. I don't
I
care.
ain't doing that nonsense.
Man, you're kind of a jerk, TJ.
I guess.
His figure appears throughout Chinese culture as a representation of both contentment and abundance, TJ.
Contentment and abundance.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? Budai attracted the townspeople around him, and he was able to predict people's fortunes and even weather patterns. So they're like, Budai, how's the weather going to be tomorrow? He's going to be like, let's see, going to be a little nippy. TJ. Might want to bring an extra coat tomorrow.
Damn. Budai was helpful to have around, man.
Yeah. To people's fortunes. TJ, what if we want to know your fortune? You don't want to know your fortune?
Oh, this fat fuck don't know shit.
Okay,
man. Apparently he did in the 10th century. The wandering monk was often inclined to sleep anywhere he came to, even outside.
Like a dog.
For his mystical
My dogs
powers,
don't even sleep outside.
for his mystical powers, TJ could ward off bitter colds of snow,
Well, I guess that's cool.
and his body was left unaffected. So, dude, it's cold out, Budai.
Dude.
And you see how he
All
chilled,
right,
dude. I mean,
so you know what? I will say I do respect that. I respect that he could control.
Would you
his
sleep out in the
little
snow like
bubble
that?
Of fucking like, he's just got like his
no,
perfect temperature
you know
bubble
what?
every
You
fucking where he goes.
apologize to Budai right now, or you know what? You were
I ain't apologizing.
You start dressing like this. Go around dressed
Because
like
you
this.
know what? I have not seen him going around. He knows a bunch of people think he's Buddha, but you don't see him going around correcting the fucking shit. So fuck him. He's trying to fucking get fucking clout that ain't his. I meant to give that clout to Buddha, and you're a fucking counterfeit. So fuck off, fatty.
And I guess again, yet again, my lazy ass actually didn't pull an image for this, but whatever. So this one is bunk on multiple fronts, but just because it's this time of year, I pulled this one. The three wise men didn't come to see baby Jesus, if there was a baby Jesus at all, but whatever.
They did too.
They came to see him.
They brought frankincense and myrrh.
And myrrh, well, of course.
And gold.
And you know, when you sell a lot of Christian records, you don't go platinum, you go myrrh. But of course, in the source of information here, if anyone's a Christian, look, if you're a Christian, you know, you got your freedoms, you got your freedoms, you believe what you want. The Bible does not say exactly the three magi came to visit the little baby Jesus. Nor were they kings, or rode on camels, or were their names Casper, Melchior, or Balthazar, nor what color their skin was. Three magi were inferred because three gifts are described, but the Bible says only that there was more than one. Still, of course, artistic depictions of nativity have always depicted the three magi since the 3rd century.
Dude, then where'd the song come from?
Because people just believe bullshit.
We three kings of Orient are bearing gifts. We traveled so far.
Like, come on.
It's just because people don't actually read the source material.
They followed the star, dude. What about that story? Where did that just come from? Like somebody just made it up, is what you're saying.
Yes. Is that how most shit gets made up? I mean, people make shit up all the time.
Scotty.
You're talking about the Bible, Scotty. Have a little bit of respect. That's God's
This is people's
word.
faith, Scotty. You know, even if you choose not to believe,
Is my faith.
You might not believe in God. TJ, you might not.
I'm the
Paul's a
Christian member of DFF. I just converted yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thanks. But now you've offended me by saying my Bible is a
Shit.
lie.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were a Christian. I thought we were all kind of like atheistic here.
You know what? You're from the devil, Scotty.
I am.
Oh my God, he admitted it.
he admitted
I
he's
admitted
from
it.
the devil, dude.
TJ, you know what, though?
He's from the devil.
Paul, you got to use the line. You know what? You might not believe in God, but God believes in you.
Oh my God.
Scroll up a little bit, TJ.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're going to look, you're getting carried away, TJ. You're getting carried away.
I'm just trying to keep it on fucking track, man.
All right, scroll up a little bit, TJ. We got to read this shit. So even Snopes says it's false. I guess they're run by Satan too, so that's okay. Origin. As Santa Claus and his reindeer are to secular celebrations of Christmas, how dare they? So the three wise men and that, what do you call it, creche?
Crash, I guess.
Are to religious celebration. Even the most non-religious or non-Christian among us recognize the symbolism of the nativity scene. It depicts the biblical account of the three wise men from the east who rode atop camels and followed a star to Bethlehem, bearing gifts to the newborn Christ child who lay in a manger. The truth is the Bible contains virtually none of these details. They have all been added over the years from sources outside of the Bible.
Well, wait. That's not the same as making them false, Scotty. That's not the same. So
Well, it's not in the Bible,
So
TJ.
some other people came along and provided more details later.
Well, they weren't there, TJ. They weren't
false? How do you
there.
know who
So
was
Matthew
there? You don't know
2:1
who was
tells
there.
us, now when Jesus was
I
born
dispute
in
this.
Bethlehem
I
of
dispute
Judea,
this. I dispute this.
in the days of Herod the king, behold, there
Disputed.
came wise men
Disputed.
from east to Jerusalem. That's it.
Disputed.
Matthew doesn't say how many wise men came from these. So it could have been 100 wise
well, he
men,
didn't
one
say it.
wise man,
Just
two
wait.
wise men, three wise men. Who knows?
But just because he didn't say it, someone else said it later.
Could it have been three? Perhaps.
It was 3. Everyone knows that.
Of course, it doesn't mention their names. It doesn't provide any details of how
Since
they made
the
their
3rd
journey.
century, Scotty. 3rd century. People have known. It was the three
Some
fucking
are-
magi.
yeah,
dude.
some are 300 years later.
You got the black guy. You got the fucking white guy, and you got the other guy. I don't really know what he is, but you got the three guys.
Oriental.
Well, you want to know the reason why?
He's from the Orient, yeah.
You want to know why they think it's 3?
Because someone fucking figured it out, Scotty.
It has generally been assumed that the 3 wise men are magi, or 3 in number, because Matthew 2:1 makes mention of 3 gifts. They presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. There you go. So there was myrrh.
Yeah.
The number of wise men is not specified in the Bible, however, and some Eastern religions have claimed up to 12 of them made the journey to Bethlehem.
Stupid.
The names of these wise men, Gaspar, Melchior.
Jasper, Scotty.
Oh, Jasper?
If there were that many wise men, are they really all that wise? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you don't look. If you're truly wise, you realize you don't need to send 12 people to do the job of 3 people. Come on,
Right. And not only that, but if you're truly wise, there shouldn't be that many of you. And so it's just like, there should be like 3. There's like the 3 wisest dudes in the world done came. That makes way more sense.
And actually, so sorry, guys. I said 300 years. Actually, 500. And Balthazar did not come from the Bible and did not appear in Christian literature until over 500 years after the birth of Jesus. Nothing in the Bible says the wise men rode camels or any other animal, and they may have made their journey from the east on foot, for all we know. And despite familiar lyrics of Christmas Carol, We 3 Kings, no biblical source depicts the 3 wise men as kings. They are most likely men, learned men, though, perhaps astrologers. However many wise men there were, and however they got to Bethlehem, the Bible tells us they arrived just after the birth and found baby Jesus
Scotty,
in a manger, right?
Let me just say something. This episode's straight up stupid, because this is wrong.
I'm sorry,
This is
TJ.
wrong, Scotty.
I'm
This is
sorry.
simply
I'm
wrong.
just they're using the Bible as a source, TJ. Look here. Not quite. In Matthew 2:1 states, and when they were coming to the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. The wise men came into the house, not the stable, and they saw a young child, not a newborn. The passage indicates that the wise men didn't arrive until quite some time after Jesus' birth. According to Luke 2, it was shepherds, not wise men, who visited the infant Jesus in the manger. So it was shepherds.
Scotty, your fucking your chronic bronchitis kind of makes you sound like Bane a little bit.
You were born into the shepherds, and I was
I was born in the
This
manger.
passage indicates that the wise
You were born
men
in
didn't arrive until quite some time
sorry,
after
TJ.
Jesus' birth.
I was born into the manger. You merely adopted it.
All right, Scotty, you got fucking 10 minutes to go through like 7 things or whatever.
All right.
So.
Play the part. How about this one?
What is this?
You guys ever heard this? Look, if you're like doing some illegal shady shit, which I know you guys are always up to, and you suspect the other guy might be some fuzz or something, might be a little dishonest with you. Hey, you a cop? Ah, you caught me. I'm a cop. Ah, nice try, officer. Get the fuck out of here, or you kill him, or whatever.
Are you still a cop? No! No!
Ah, he be in jail
Swear
now.
on your mother's grave, you're still not a cop? I am not a fucking cop!
But he was a cop.
He was a cop. Yes, this is The Departed. And yes, Leo here is a cop. He's an undercover cop trying to bust Frank Costello here, played by Jack Nicholson. Great movie, by the way. So this is a common myth. If you ask a police officer who's undercover to identify inside themselves, are you a cop? They have to tell you. They have to say, yes, you caught me. I'm a cop. Of course, this is a myth.
What a stupid idea.
I don't know how this. I mean, and everyone that you talk to that's an expert on this is like this ludicrous because everyone, like let's say the mafia met, right? This example was given. They just ask everyone, "Are you a cop?" And someone had to be like,
No.
"Oh, right here,
No.
I'm a cop.
No.
You got me. Ah, nice
All
try.
right, well,
oh,
to be
Tony, you're a
honest,
cop.
Dan, I hate to bust y'all's balls, but yeah, I'm a fucking cop.
Yeah, any criminal thing, you just ask everyone if they're a cop every time, and if
Yeah,
they
it's
lie,
like,
you know.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah,
sure
so claiming entrapment as a defense, instead focus on whether the defendant was induced by undue pressure, such as threats or deception from law enforcement to commit crimes they would have not otherwise committed.
Entrapment is basically like when, you wouldn't have done something, but the cops, make you do it. Kind of push you into doing it so they can arrest you.
Yeah, look, TJ, there's a pile of drugs. You need to go sell them or you're going to go away for someone else for a long time. That's entrapment. That's basically making you commit the crime. That's not you're committing a crime and then someone's like, hey, you a cop? No, not me.
I wouldn't have done it, if they'd have said yes.
Yeah, I mean, there would be no undercover work. It'd be virtually impossible.
Yeah.
And of course, for this from the ACLU, which is very short, police not only can lie to you, they will lie to you in order to get what they want and arrest. So if you're ever involved in criminal activity, don't rely on this. Don't be a dummy.
Yeah. Don't ever be like, "Are you a cop?" It's like, 'cause it's stupid.
And yet again, I didn't pull an image this next
A
one.
cop will still just tell you
You'll
no.
get an image of a bull with a red flag, TJ.
All right. A bull with a red flag.
No, not a red flag, but you know what I mean. The I don't know what they fucking call it.
Like a matador fighting a bull with the okay.
The muleta.
Gotcha.
That's what they're called.
God.
You know I'm horrible at pulling images.
Copy image address. Man, why I gotta fucking do all this shit?
Making you work overtime today, TJ.
There. I mean, it's kind of a shitty one, but there you go.
Whatever.
Here you go.
So this is the color red gets a bull excited.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I know this.
And I mean, you would believe it, right? Because look, that bull looks pissed.
I saw this in Bugs Bunny, so I know this is true.
Yeah, that's the fact right here. As early as the 1700s, Spanish matadors began using a small red cape or a muleta in bullfighting. Ever since then, the myth has been perpetuated that the color red drives bulls mad.
It does.
Okay, you think so?
It does.
Mythbusters, you might have heard that show, guys, actually tested this idea by placing a makeshift matador.
All right, but let me ask
in
you
an
this.
arena.
Hold on. I want to ask you one question before you
Okay.
even proceed. When you say Mythbuster tested this shit, are you talking about fucking Carrie and Grant and whatever? Or are you talking about...
I haven't seen the episode. That
Talk
just,
about
Are you talking about Adam and Jamie?
Adam and
Yeah.
Jamie tested this shit. All right, I believe you. But if it was that B squad,
I'd
I
actually
don't know
not
about
go.
this.
I'd actually not go and watch the episode myself.
All right, well, I think that's a fucking lapse in research right there. But
Okay, well, fair enough. Each of the dummies were holding a different colored flag, and the aim was to see if one particular color seemed to draw the bull's attention more than the others. The test showed that red, blue, and white flags got equal half-hearted attacks when they were motionless. An aggressive charge response from the bull could only be invoked by flags that were being waved. As it turns out, the color red doesn't make bulls charge or get fired up in the slightest. In fact, the bulls don't seem to have any sort of color preference at all. They just seem to go with whatever object happens to be moving the most. And bulls are partially colorblind, by the way. So really, it's just motion. It's motion and the fact that you're fucking with them. Unless it's Ferdinand. Then he just goes and smells flowers.
Then explain why when my great Aunt Broomhilda Parkey went to the county fair and she waved her signature. And anybody that knows anything about Broomhilda Parkey, they know that she had a signature red handkerchief. Why, in a sea of women waving their handkerchiefs, did that bull come and squash Broomhilda Parkey? The only red handkerchief in the bunch. You explain that to me.
Probably smelled all the salt on her. High salt content.
Oh, come on. It was the red signature.
He wanted the salt in her blood, dude. That's my theory.
I'm pretty sure this Mythbuster, this was one of them fucking goddamn B crew fucking things, man.
You guys realize the Mythbusters is a work, right? Like they're like an Andy Kaufman thing where they take obviously true things and then they're like, well, Mythbuster, there's no, you know what I mean? They're like a, it's supposed to be like funny because the myths they're busting are so obviously true.
Oh,
you guys don't get it?
That makes a lot more sense, because I was thinking that I always thought they actually were like really busting myths, and it was just like the way that people think about the world is somehow flawed, and we were making all these horrible fucking mistakes and shit.
You were the fastest,
and believing a lot of hokum, but it makes a lot more sense now that you fucking mention it. Yeah, that show is just like a parody.
Hello.
Well, I guess we got
satire.
This is on TJ's freaking lightning round shit.
Okay, shit, lightning round, go.
You were the fastest sperm. How about that, guys?
I mean, I obviously won, so yeah.
In the case of sperm, it's been a long-held belief that the fastest swimmers had the best chances of fertilizing the egg. However, recent research has shown and proved the idea to be nothing more than a myth.
What?
Using fruit flies, a team of researchers at Syracuse University have been able to monitor sperm in real time as it made its way through the female reproductive tract. They noticed that sperm from each mating period could swim through the female bursa into a storage area and remain there until eggs were released. It is in the storage area where the sperm fight out to see who gets to fertilize the egg. After each mating period, now new sperm will try to get rid of the sperm from previous mating sessions. The female will then eject the displaced sperm, eliminating them from the mating game. Interestingly, it was also noted that the longer, slower-moving sperm were better at replacing their rivals, which had the effect of making them less likely to be ejected from the storage area when compared to their faster-moving counterparts. According to scientists, the discovery that the slow-moving sperm possessed this sort of advantage seems very counterintuitive.
So the slowest sperm, damn it. So we're all from the slowest fucking
So you guys
sperm,
thought
basically?
you were like, all of us were, we jumped out of our daddy's little pee-pee.
And you know
You
what?
think we were like we were probably the lazy sperm, which makes sense for all of us. We're just like, oh, I'll get there.
And so,
Fuck.
let me make sure I understood what you fucking were just telling me right now, too. So you're saying that there's certain sperm that, like, they fucking hide out by the egg and just kind of, like, wait? Or hide out, like, where the egg is going to be?
Sperm.
Yeah.
Cuck sperm.
But they're, like, lying in wait so that, like, when the egg comes, they can, like, attack other sperm? And, like, there's, like, sperm wars happening...
Yeah,
for the egg, and like sperm are like
so all those fast sperm are already,
battling it out
yeah, they're
and
they're all battling out. You're kind of just like sitting at the edge of the battle, like, all right, you guys keep going.
Slow and steady, TJ wins the
and
race.
that's why the freaking little tortoise here.
So basically, the slow, stupid sperm that's just like dee while the other sperm are
slow and
fighting, just
stupid.
kind of like glides right in, right?
The work smarter, not harder sperm.
Yeah.
Why go right when the fucking park opens when there's a huge crush of other sperm? Why not hang back, chill around the cervix for a while, let the big crowds beat themselves up. Then when they're all tired and start going home, go straight to the egg.
Oh yeah.
No line.
Yeah, no line. Walk right up to this egg and get right
Walk
in.
right on the egg.
Damn.
Right into life.
We'll just see that's part of the research. If Paul disagrees with this one, I will be amazed beyond belief. If he does, though, he will have to totally change his positions from previous episodes and statements he's made publicly. But maybe he will, because Paul, you said all these have been false so far. So
So far.
okay. Maybe I think number 7 might change your mind, but hey, maybe Paul wants to publicly hear, just admit his position has changed. There's an alternate ending to King Kong versus Godzilla. We're talking about the first one. We're not talking about the new one, which we know Paul's got his problems with. The third film in the Godzilla franchise, King Kong versus Godzilla, sounds like the 60s versions of Sharknado, but believe it or not, it is a time where the movie was a big hit. At that time, it was a big hit, drawing crowds and raking in up to, how many fucking yen is that? 350 million yen!
That's a lot of fucking yen.
In its country of origin, Japan. In case you didn't get it from the title, the film was about a battle between Godzilla and King Kong, who was brought to Japan from his home of Faroe Island, to star in a Japanese TV show. In 1963, an American production company used heavily dubbed and released an English version of the movie. Although unhappy with the fact that the giant monkey beat a fire-breathing dinosaur in a fight to the death, a rumor began in the U.S. that the ending had been altered for the English version, and that if you watched the film in the original Japanese form, Godzilla would be victorious. However, this is completely false. King Kong won all along, whether fans like it or not. Sorry.
Boom. Get dunked on, bitch.
So, Paul, do you want
to...
is that a myth busted right there?
No, that one's the truth. So you see, here's the deal, Scotty. Every lie is best when tempered by a little bit of truth, and you know that.
I thought so. I thought you would agree.
This is like
one.
2 lies and a truth right here is what this episode was.
Yeah,
man.
so the people...
Bunch of goddamn misinfo, and then you punctuate it with a fucking truth.
I just want to say,
from
like,
beyond the ages.
Think about, man, Americans. It just shows that Godzilla should have won, because when Americans are like, look,
sour.
Wait, I'm just saying, because like you send this movie to American audiences, right?
Like,
and the American audience
Godzilla should have won.
is like saying that the Japanese monster should have kicked the American monster's ass. You know what I mean?
But it didn't.
I know, but I'm just saying, even American audiences know that this was a false result, because Godzilla fucking dominates
when it goes
that fucking
your
monkey,
way,
dude. Godzilla dominates that little monkey.
No, dude, Godzilla ends up being a fucking tree, dude.
Godzilla's a fucking baller and a pimp, and fucking King Kong ain't shit.
Look, Godzilla,
but a chimp. All right, get out of here.
Look, dude, you can ask. There's some nobility. Like, Godzilla puts up a good fight, but eventually Kong.
I don't even want to
wins.
relitigate this, but I'm just gonna say,
stuffs a tree
it's a bunch of
down his
horseshit.
gullet.
That would not stop Godzilla. That's ridiculous.
Well, it did in this one.
Ridiculous.
It stopped him fucking dead in his
It
tracks.
didn't
Dude, you
my
can't
God.
be gorilla. You
Ugh.
can't be gorilla.
Ugh. Terrible movie.
Sorry.
Terrible.
Well, I'm sorry, TJ. The Japanese version is the actual version, and that's how it played out.
That's just the American audience version,
and that
dude.
that is a myth that people believe to this day.
Ugh. All right.
That's it.